visiting Commanders, an early season tilt. And when it's an early season tilt, should be ready to roll.
Well, let's face it, the aches and pains haven't really set in yet, and both teams eyeing a really good start to get things going.
Two 1-2 teams, each hoping to get back to 500, and we're underway in Week 4. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. So here are the Giants ready to start their initial drive of the game. They're led out by their quarterback out of Fresno State, Derek Carr.
He had the numbers of a game last week that if you win, you talk about him being a gritty guy, managing the game, getting it done. But they lost. So obviously 2 interceptions, 1 touchdown pass, that's not going to be good enough. Got to get that changed around.
They'll start out on the ground, and Saquon Barkley. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up. The numbers for him from a week ago: 17 carries, 99 yards.
And simply put, partner, we're witnessing one of the best offensive players in the league so far this season. What he's been doing has him 2nd in rushing across the NFL, and the top spot is clearly in sight. He's confident. His blockers are confident. He's having a heck of a year.
And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. 19 yards to pick up there. Move the chains. Carr now on 1st down. He's got the hook up to Odell Beckham. And he'll be brought down on the other side of midfield at the 43.
To win any route, you've got to break down the defender, and that's exactly what happened here on this really nicely executed curl route.
From Commanders territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 43. Here's Carr to throw. He's going to air one out. And that is caught. He's got it for a giant touchdown. And most people think of Derek Carr kind of as a guy who excels throwing the short pass, but he can dial it up when need be.
And we knew that this offense was going to try and put pressure on the secondary. That was something they talked about with us. They knew that they had an advantage, pressed it, and there you go. Big play for a touchdown on their very first possession.
Yeah, and the next-gen stats showing that at an even 57 yards through the air. Extra point by Gay is up and good. And that makes the score 7-0. Just a 4-play drive that time. And it was polished off by a Giants touchdown. Following the touchdown, here's Gay to kick it away. From the 6. And beyond the 20, but not by much. In fact, just a yard pass there to the 21. Here are the Commanders for their first drive of the game. And they'll be led out by their 3rd-year quarterback.
Well, his ratio was good last week. Most quarterbacks are really excited about a 3-to-1 ratio, but it's flipped in the wrong direction. He threw 3 interceptions, not touchdown passes, and he only had the 1 TD pass in that game. So he's trying to turn that around and find a way for his team to win.
1st and 10 here for Hal and the Commanders at their own 22. Now a first carry here for Robinson. And he finds some space past the 25 to the 27. The numbers in last week's ball game for Robinson: 13 carries, 59 yards.
I can't remember the last time we did a game and a coach didn't talk about establishing the run first. But they've lost 2 straight games, so they still want to do that. But they've got to have some contingencies, some other options. Expect them maybe to throw it a little bit to open up things and maybe run it a little bit more later in the game.
Faking the handoff. Howell. He'll buy some time right. That's complete. Terry McLaurin with it. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. 19 yards to pick up there. Move the chains.
And time to give some credit to the big fellas, the offensive line here, because you've got to have good protection on crossing routes, because you got to give your receiver time to work all the way across the field. That time, be able to scan the field, spot his receiver moving left to right, and make a good, accurate throw. Thank you, guys.
And a good run here as he'll rumble all the way down to the 40-yard line. Another nice gain, 13 yards that time, and another first down. That time a little misdirection really seemed to fool the defense.
And think of it this way. From the time you're in high school, you're taught to watch film and pick up tendencies. Sometimes they can use those against you, though, when they break their own tendencies and hit you back the opposite direction, huh?
And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the first down run. He gets maybe 3. And hold on here, because on that last run, it looks like we have a player who was shaken up. We'll get an update when we return to MetLife Stadium. The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. Second down, Howell back to pass. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
Good morning, coaches, at any time they call an in route, they're really worried about the play because there's so much traffic ordinarily that the ball has to get through to get to the receiver. And on that play, it was batted down.
They'll need to get it to the 30 for a first. This is 3rd down. Howell throwing on 3rd down here. And looking for McLaurin, but this is intercepted. Picked off by Xavier McKinney. And the Giants are going to get the football here as he gets this up past the 20-yard line. And this, Charles, definitely not what they were wanting to see. Remember, he threw 3 interceptions in the loss last week, and now he gives the ball away again here in the very first quarter.
And you have to think that this was drilled into him all week, too, by his teammates, by his coaching staff. They've told him all week long, we've got to protect the football. They probably crossed that fine line with giving him the right advice and saying it too much, and it turned out that it got into his head a little bit.
Yeah, this will be a Giants first down as he'll take this up to about the 33-yard line.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Again, it's Barkley. And nothing much materializing there on the first down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it.
Certainly a nice job there by the defense rallying to the football and getting him on the ground, but I think the play gets made by the defensive front, because if they can't get upfield, their job is to go ahead and get low, almost get into a ball sometimes, stack things up, and make it difficult for the runner to find a hole.
He had the touchdown earlier. This one's going to get him a first down.
Someone sharp in this game. I mean, a touchdown pass on the first drive and comes right back, and he's flinging it around really well here.
Really nice throw there to pick up the first down. You kind of just feel a laser focus and confidence about him, and I think we saw that this week, didn't we? Talking to him and the coaches, they felt good about his performance coming up.
Yeah, I was really impressed with that last practice we saw when they went through 2-minute drill, when they went through all the different situations. Ball hardly hit the ground, and I thought, yeah, he might be locked in for this one.
And a strong run that time as he's across midfield and down to the 43. So naturally they will decline it. They got the first down anyway on the play.
Who needs a penalty when you picked up the first down through hard work and effort anyway? First down.
In Washington territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 43. After 7-0 on EA Sports. Ready to roll for the second quarter from MetLife Stadium. The Giants with the football as they've got it with a 1st and 10. Here's Carr. Flush to his right. And he's left with no option here but to throw it away.
Offense was moving it a little bit, had them back on their heels, but they earned a brief pause by forcing the incompletion. That gives them a quick chance to regroup and try and mount a stand before they're backed up even further.
Carr completes it. That helps the completion percentage, but not much else, and now it's 3rd and 10. Right where this set of downs started, they need a full 10 here to pick up the first down and move the chains. Throwing his Carr on 3rd down. It's Barkley once again bringing in the catch. And he can only manage to take the football to the 40, and that is well shy of the first down marker. So now on comes the field goal unit, and wow, this is no ordinary try here. They'll spot it at the 47, so call it a 57-yard attempt. And this is good from 57 yards out. That was bombs away right there, and that will extend their lead even further. So, Charles, they get to them with their first turnover of the game and then make it hurt a little bit extra with a field goal.
And anytime you give the ball up, what's the first thing a coach tells his defense? Don't let them score off of this. You've got to put out the fire. In fact, in 2021, that's what one NFL coach termed his defense. The firemen. Go out there, guys, and don't let them put some points on the board.
The Commanders going to retake the field for drive number 2. They find themselves down 10-0 early after the interception on their opening drive led to a field goal.
So now they've got to pick up the mantle a little bit. You mentioned the team's down 10. They've helped contribute to that. How are they going to get their team back into this ball game? Run the offense that you think is going to be effective and execute it at a high level.
2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
I have a feeling they'll stay committed to running the football, especially on their early downs. They just haven't had a whole lot of success just yet.
So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12. Here's Hal to throw on 2nd down. He completes this one to Terry McLaurin. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. A gain there of 21 yards.
It's a game of matchups, and that's why you take your receivers and move them around a bunch, especially your best guys. And when they work out of the slot, you often hear the coaches talk about how great it is because it gives you a two-way go. You can break out or you can break in. That makes it hard to defend.
Now a dump off here complete, and they're going to get this up to midfield.
Just about every quarterback is trained to really look downfield first before you come back and make a nice, safe throw. And in this case, that's exactly what he did. Found his running back, let him create some space, and it turned out to be a nice play for the offense.
Throwing again on 2nd down, but this time it's incomplete.
To this point, I've been impressed with the work defensively. They have not allowed a lot of receivers to run free. And there's another example, another incompletion.
Heavy set out there on 3rd and 1. Robinson will try to pick it up, and he will have the first down as he gets this to the 47. Give him 3 yards and a fresh set of downs. First down, Hal to throw. And the man open here is Strong. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. An excellent pickup of 20 yards. We've hit the 2-minute mark of the first half. 10-0 our score. Coming up at halftime, I'll go from one personality, that's you, Charles Davis, to another one in Orlando, the coach. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL. You and Jonathan Coachman, both larger than life.
No doubt about it.
But you're stuck with me in this booth,
Yes,
and he's miles away and smiling.
And happy.
And they're going to move it down to inside the 25. Off play action, it's Hal. The quick throw knocked away. It's incomplete.
I have a few questions about that throw because to me there just wasn't a lot there. I thought he tried to do a little bit too much, almost tried to will a receiver open when there was no chance he was going to be. Nice job by the linebacker being all over that one and knocking it away.
An 8-play drive to this point. So here's play number 9 on 3rd and 7. And he comes back with one complete. And they're going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Giants' 12-yard line. The 3rd down conversion is successful. Give them 12 yards that time. Creeping up on a minute to play in this first half. And once more, Hal back to the air. And that is caught. Touchdown, Washington. De'Ami Brown, his first touchdown on the year. And the Commanders are on the board here in the final minute of the first half. The way this one was going, you just got the sense they needed something before half. They've at least got something on the board now. Still trailing, but a good sign.
That takes me back to our preseason tour of NFL camps. You remember we talked with that one coach who said his emphasis this year was scoring in the last 2 minutes of a half, heading into the locker room. This hits it right there. Take that momentum, take that good feeling, and take it to the locker room, regroup, and start over. They got it here.
They did indeed, and a lot of football, full half to be played. This one fielded at the 5, and he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. The offense takes the field, and we turn our attention to Saquon Barkley. First month of the season, those numbers pretty solid. Does he continue that?
I think so, because when you come out of the gate this strong, that means that you have planned for it and you like the results that you're getting. So I wouldn't have any doubt that the head coach, offensive coordinator actually called him in and said, look, you're our guy, okay? We're going to continue to stick with this as long as we're winning games. You ready for the challenge? And then they presented it to the rest of the team. And I think we'll see plenty of that as this season moves on.
And I'm sure he said challenge accepted. They try to throw on second down, but this one is incomplete.
I see the surprise in your face there, partner. That is a rare incompletion from him. He's been on point this entire game.
He has percentage completion-wise way up. Not that time. Working from the gun, it's Carr. Got a man, that's Richie James. Now the Giants will use the second of their 3 timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. Throwing on first down is Carr. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's second down. Now Carr, after the incomplete pass, brings him up 2nd and 10. Back to throw again. And he'll get this underneath, dropping it off for Barkley. And he'll lose yardage. Brought down at the 32. Now the defense going to use the first of their timeouts as they get it right at the 32nd mark of this first half. Now a third down throw, but it misses the target. Incomplete. To punt on 4th down, here's Rigoberto Sanchez. This is taken at the 18. It's a 46-yard punt, 2 on the return. And control of the football switching hands with very little time remaining until the half. One final possession for the Commanders in this opening half. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
Powell's throw into the hands of McLaurin. And they nearly get this all the way to midfield. Mark him down at the 49. The Commanders going to use the second of their timeouts as they stop it with 11 seconds remaining in this first half. Powell to the air on 1st and 10. Throwing it Terry McLaurin's way again, and he's got it. And he'll be brought down inside the 40-yard line. And with just 1 second remaining in the first half, they'll call the timeout. So with 1 second left in the half, on is the field goal unit. This will be from 56 yards out. And now the half not quite over yet. This is a live football on the miss. He's past the 30. And he is finally going to be taken down. Boy, that could have been a really late swing here, but the attempt to return the field goal snuffed out. And that'll do it for this first half.
All right, Brandon, we'll get back to you guys in a bit. But first, time for a trip around the league on this final weekend of September. We'll begin with a battle in the Keystone State. Pittsburgh heading east to take on Philadelphia. And it's the Steelers who are out in front. George Pickens, a touchdown reception. From there, we'll head down to Charlotte to check on the Panthers at home at Bank of America Stadium. And they've gone to the half in that one with the visiting Saints out on top. Alvin Kamara, a touchdown run in that first half. Finally, we'll save the biggest for last as we head to AT&T Stadium to see what's happening with the Cowboys at home in Arlington. And that one all even as they play the visiting Cleveland Browns. On now to a look at the next-gen stats in that first half for Washington. And despite the fact that they're down on the scoreboard, they were able to have some success throwing the football in that opening half. Meanwhile, for the Giants, they too didn't throw the ball as well as they would have liked. And I think both teams would say there's room for improvement in the second half. Both teams making their final adjustments for the second half to come. And to bring the action your way, we go back to MetLife Stadium and Brandon God.
Okay, Coach, thanks as always. This one's still anyone's game as we welcome you back for quarter number 3. From the 6. And he'll take it a yard or so past the 20, call it the 21. Here come the Commanders for the first possession of the third quarter. Charles, it'll be interesting to see what adjustments this offense made in the locker room. Haven't really been able to get anything going offensively, virtually nothing in the ground attack either. So certainly something has to change here in quarter 3.
And I'm pretty sure their friends from the defensive side of the ball told them exactly that, because those guys, the stop troops, they've been playing pretty well. They've kept them around in this game. Now they got some time. The running game struggled in the first half. Opposition knows how to focus on defending the pass here. They've got to re-energize that ground game and maybe open things up for a comeback here in this half.
Second down and a run by Robinson. Takes this to the 27. Give him 4 yards.
I have to think a major focus of the halftime meetings had to be figuring out how to create space for the running game to get operating.
Well, what you pointed out to me at half seems accurate. That line has struggled to sustain blocks.
Yeah, I would agree with that totally. They've got to focus on staying on their double teams at the first level, make sure that block's secure before they slide off and try to chip someone at the second level. How about some applause for the defense there? They forced him to throw that one into coverage, and just like that, they're staring at a 4th down. Well done.
4th down. Howell. Pass to Brown. He's got it on the crossing route. And this is going to wind up working out just fine as he'll have a Washington first down. And an exhale there as they convert on 4th.
Well, it all came together on that one, didn't it?
Big time throw on 4th.
Now that had to feel good, didn't it? Taking that type of a gamble there, making it pay off. What a throw.
And tough as a receiver because no matter how perfect the pass, you know it's 4th down and you got to convert.
A little bit of extra pressure, but he overcame it.
6 yards there on the keeper. It's 2nd down. Now that's what he can do, when he keeps the football. It's not a huge gain, but it shows how hard it can be to stop him.
Yeah, and I thought the defense had that one pretty well contained, and in fact, they probably came up and felt pretty good about what they did. Then they looked up and realized he still got good yardage out of it. He's a tough guy to stop.
Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete. Here's the 7th play of this drive. This is 3rd and 4. Now Howell. And he finds McLaurin. And he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. Call that a very strong gain of 24.
With the kind of game he's had so far, you had to know that on 3rd down that they would be looking his way, and they did, for big yardage and a first down. I think the defense fell asleep at the switch on that one. I would have doubled him, tripled him, anything to keep the ball out of his hands.
So the drive takes him into Giants territory now. 1st and 10 at the 34. On 1st and 10, it's Robinson. And the reinforcements come in as they're going to stop him behind the line. That's going to go as a loss of 4, and it'll be 2nd down.
I think this running game, or should I say lack of one, is making this defense look better than what they really are.
Well, this has been a good march down the field, but now they're stuck looking at a 2nd and 14. 2nd down. Howell now. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Third and long. Here's Howell. This to McLaurin out on the left side. And they're going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Giants' 14. Back to the ground with Robinson. And he is into the end zone for a Washington touchdown. Brian Robinson Jr. with his 4th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Commanders have taken the lead as they go right down the field and score on the opening drive of the second half. Slide for the PAT. And that makes it 14-10. A pretty long drive that time. 11 plays all told. And it was capped off by the touchdown run from Brian Robinson. Kick team out there for the Commanders as they send this one away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Here's the Giants offense now getting set to start the 3rd quarter. And Charles, it feels like we're set up for a good second half here. Came out of the locker room, 1-score game. Now the lead has already changed hands. Well, this offense, they've got an opportunity right now to take that lead right back.
Yeah, and it feels like you're going back and forth almost a little bit like a tennis match, right? And we're just, our heads just keep moving. Which side has it? Which side's going to score? How are they going to go out doing it? A little bit of a challenge for each side trying to match each other.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. It's Barkley on the counter. In on the stop, Bradley McDougal.
I'd say they've got to find a way to get him going. He's such a big part of their offense. I wonder if they might throw it a little and come back to the run.
Anything, because you're right. He's pretty much been completely neutralized. 2nd down. Here's Barkley again. And some room to work. Touchdown, Giants. Saquon Barkley, his 6th touchdown of the season. And the Giants have retaken a 3rd quarter lead. Extra point by Gay is up and good. And it's now 17-14. So a 75-yard scoring drive on just 3 plays. And it's capped off by a touchdown run from Saquon Barkley. Takes it at the 7. And taken down just past the 20 at about the 21-yard line. Time again to see Terry McLaurin in the Washington offense. And I know that they've double-teamed him a couple times, but not a ton. Whatever they're doing isn't working. He's up over 100 yards. We'll see how they adjust.
And when they do that, they weaken their defense in other places as well. And how many times have we done games where we've seen a guy have a big game like this, but it's usually not by himself, is it? Usually it opens it up for other people to have big games as well.
Howell's throw complete to Dotson. And he's brought down, getting this one up to about the 35. First play of the drive going for 14 and also going for a 1st down. They'll throw on 1st down. Here's Howell. And this is incomplete. Jahan Dotson was the intended receiver. And that'll bring up 2nd down. Howell, another throw on 2nd down. That's Strong bringing it in on the out route. 9 yards, not quite enough, and they'll be left now with 3rd and 1. We have played 3 quarters. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports. Welcome back now here in East Rutherford. It's been a very hotly contested game to this point. Just a field goal separating these 2 teams as we get set for the 4th quarter. The offense on 3rd down, they've converted 4 times out of 6. Not bad. They're up against a 3rd and 1 situation. On 3rd down, Robinson. Boy, no chance as he was met and dropped behind the line there. A loss of a yard, and it brings up 4th. This late in the game, Charles, I think you maybe seriously have to think about going for it.
Especially where they are in terms of field position, because this is almost like no man's land. Might hurt your punter because there might not be enough space, maybe too far for your field goal kicker. I'm like the old rule. Possession is 9/10 of the law. Possession is 9/10 of winning the game. Go for it. Get the 1st down. Close it out.
A new lease on life after the 4th down conversion. Here's 1st and 10. On the counter, this is Robinson. Oh, he's got some breathing room. And great blocking downfield as he's got this almost to the 35-yard line. 51 yards rushing for him now as he's run it 11 times.
We'll definitely see some open running lanes, and he's taking advantage of it right now, but that shouldn't be a surprise. Defense has the lead. They're playing for the pass first.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Back to Robinson now on 1st down. Just what you want on a 1st down run. Call it 8 yards, and it's 2nd and 2.
Well, partner, I know this type of running back. I mean, this size, this intensity usually gets better as the game goes on. I just tell you from experience, the first few quarters, oh, you're eager. You come running up there. I'm going to tackle this guy. By the 4th quarter, you're coming up and thinking about it.
And D-line wearing down 4th quarter. Yeah, that's not a guy they want to see consistently. Under 4 to go now as the clock runs and they come up on 2nd down. And Washington now going to use the first of their 3 timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a 1st down. Now here's a little touch pass as they tap it quickly to their receiver. They get him to the ground right on the cusp of the red zone after a pickup of 5 or 6. 2nd down at 5. They'll go play action. Howell. And this throw incomplete. The defender all over him that time, and it's going to lead to 3rd down. One of the bigger plays in the game thus far. The crowd getting into it as we come up on a big 3rd down. Straight ahead, it's Robinson. And they'll bring him down 1 yard shy after a pickup of 4.
So many things go into making a good play on defense. In this situation, just not being blown out of the way was a big start, and then a nice tackle to finish things off.
Powell on the QB sneak. And he takes it down to the 13 and picks up the first. They keep the game alive, at least for the moment, as it's a 1st down. So it's Washington with the football here as we welcome you back. From the 13 now, they work on 1st and 10. Powell running right on the option. Off the option, here's Robinson. And he takes it in. Touchdown, Washington. Brian Robinson Jr. with his 2nd touchdown of the game and 5th on the year. And the Commanders answer back with a touchdown of their own to take a 4th quarter lead. They get 1 more as the extra point's up and good. And that will make this a 4-point game. So that drive spans 13 plays. And it was capped off by the touchdown run for Brian Robinson. From the 6. And he'll get it up past the 20 to about the 22. So Derek Carr in the offense. Down by 4. A minute 50 to play. They've surrendered a double-digit lead, but can rescue themselves late as they come up on 1st down. Meanwhile, Carr's throw on target to James. Clock running, about to hit 90 seconds to go in the game. Now Carr. And his throw here's incomplete. So he's unable to complete it there, and just not the game that you would expect from him. He's been off the mark really start to finish.
Yeah, it makes you wonder what exactly is going on. Is he a little bit dinged up here, or is he just off just by a bit? Maybe he can get it back in this situation. He'll need to.
3rd down turns to 1st with that 5-yard pickup. Here's Carr. And he can't get a throw away. He's taken down. And we've reached the 1-minute mark in this game. This one goes out wide for Barkley. The Giants going to go ahead and use the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds left to go in the game. Throwing his car. And too much juice. It'll be out of bounds, incomplete.
With that incompletion, reality is staring them right in the face. This entire game is down to the next snap.
Now Carr, gotta have this one. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And a penalty flag comes in as that one winds up incomplete. But the contact is going to move the ball well downfield. Well, sometimes when you try to defend OBJ, you're going to get a PI call.
You might get a PI called at just about any point during his route. And I think a lot of teams have taken the whole philosophy of, hey, just go ahead and do what you have to do and hope eventually they'll quit calling it. But not in this case. They drop.
And he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game. Now the Giants will use the second of their 3 timeouts, as they'll stop him with a little over 30 ticks to go in the football game. So now 20 yards to go on second down after the sack. Work to be done. Carr to throw. Oh, and that nearly ended it. That should have been intercepted, but he cannot corral it, and that is a lifeline there with third down coming up. 9th play of the drive now on 3rd and a country mile. Carr. And he can't get a throw away. He's taken down. Now the offense will burn their 3rd and final timeout, as the clock will stop with an even 20 seconds left to go.
Even keeping the back in for extra protection on 3rd down, they still couldn't prevent the sack. Now it's 4th and long thanks to a terrific individual effort on defense.
Carr to throw for it on 4th down. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. They had to go for it with such little time remaining, and Washington is going to win the football game. They begin the drive with Robinson. And he's going to bull his way forward to the 48. So it's Washington getting the victory here, and they were spurred on by a strong performance in that 4th quarter as they held their opponents off the scoreboard.
Everyone wants to pitch a shutout for the entire game, but when you throw one in the 4th quarter, that tells everyone that you're getting stronger and dominance is starting to take over, right? The way that you close, the way that you finish, that gets preached to you from the time you're playing Little League football all the way up through, and they closed them out with a big-time performance down the stretch.
So for Washington, it'll be a .500 start as the win gets them back to 2-2. And they'll get another road test next week as they head to Big D to take on the Cowboys. Meanwhile, for the Giants, they'll drop down to 1-3, and they'll get a